Hello, I'm oREo. It's already been 3 years since I started building the mechanical keyboards. It was the best hobby for me because I love making something myself. But it occurred to me, can't I make my own keyboard? Not die kits that purchased through overseas and not the group buys that expensive for me. Can't I make everything on my keyboard myself? So I decided to make my own keyboard, a keyboard called hand-wired. In this video project, I will introduce the process of making my keyboard. First, let's look at the items that you need. The first thing you need is housing. Before drawing some housing, you need to select a layout. In my case, I chose 65% layout. Here's a website that I recommend for you. In this website, you can make your own layout easily and they have many presets so you can edit them easily. After choosing your layout, you should make your housing CAD file. I'm beginner in CAD, so I can't give you a tutorial. However, there are websites that can help you to CAD a housing, and on YouTube, there are many videos about how to use CAD. Anyway, I made a stacked style acrylic housing on CAD like this. I sent a CAD file to an acrylic cutting company, and I ordered the acrylic to be cut according to the CAD file. And few days later, I received my housing. Plus, you should order some screws to assemble the housing. The second thing is controller. Before choosing controller, you should know about the matrix. Keyboards use a method called matrix when they recognize keys. If the keyboard doesn't use matrix, we'll have to connect all the switches to one controller like this. And the keyboard circuit will use over 60 controller pins. But if we connect rows and columns, the keyboard will recognize keys as a single coordinate like A equal R3 C2. And the keyboard will use just about 20 pins. We use matrix to use the controller pins efficiently, so you should use a controller with more pins than the number of lines connecting rows and columns. There are many kinds of controllers, but I chose Teensy 2. I thought Teensy 2 is the best controller for my keyboard. But if you're going to make keyboard with big layout, you may have to choose a different controller. Count the number of pins you need and choose your controller. You need some diodes and wires to wire the switches. We should use diodes to prevent the ghost key. With no diodes, if we press over two keys, the current flows to other switch. A key that was not pressed is input. This situation is called ghost key. With diodes, the current flows to one side, so only the pressed key is input. I used the 1 and 4148 diodes each key like this to prevent the ghost key. And let's see the wire. I used Teflon red wire AWG30 to wire the switches. It was very comfortable to wire the switches. The next thing is about volume knob. I purchased KY040 rotary encoder to control volume. And I used 17mm knob cap and it had a good fit on my keyboard. There's more items that you need to build a keyboard. I bought T12 952 soldering station and desoldering pump. And I bought some solder and strippers for the wire. For the switch, I chose Gateron Multiplex. And I bought some plate mount stabilizers, but I couldn't use them because my plate was so thick. Now, I'll organize what I have purchased. Today, I introduced you about what I bought to make a hand wire keyboard, and I also talked about matrix arrangement. In the next video, I will show you my process of making keyboard. So, thank you very much for watching this video and listening my bad English, and please subscribe me and like this vid to cheer me up. Subscription and likes are a big support for me.